Ndị be anyị ndewonu. Ọ bụ Ada Igbo na-ekwu na Igbo Media. N'Igbo Media, anyị na-ewetara unu ọtụtụ ozi gbasara ihe na-emegasị na Biafra land, n'ala Igbo na mba ndị ọzọ. N'ụbọchị nke taata, o nwere ihe bịara n'iru akwụkwọ anyị nke anyị ga-agụpụtara unu n'ụbọchị taa. Anyị gụpụtachaa ya, unu egee ya ka ọha n'uju. Ị ga-esie ya, ị drọpụọla your comment, like kwa this our video and gbasakwa ya ka o ruo ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche arụ. This is according to Biafra activist wetara ya ozi n'iru akwụkwọ, as he quotes, "Breaking news, Biafrans react, Aso Rock in panic as US government expose how federal government is sponsoring terrorism against Nigerian citizens." Ya bụ akụkọ ka anyị ji wee bịa tata na Igbo Media. Ị ga-esi nya bụ ozi, gbaa mbọ gwa anyị share na comment section, ma mekwa ka ozi arụtụ ụmụnna anyị n'ebe dị iche iche aka. Gwagere ya ka ọha n'uju.
Here to Equipping the Persecuted's first press conference in Washington, D.C. The reason we are holding this press conference is to draw attention to what is happening in Nigeria. And I know we have some people.
Bayatiala Breeders Association, Cattle Breeders Association are not breeding any cattle.
People who are on the front lines reporting this cannot be overstated. But the challenge that they face is that the media itself denies the reality that they see and report. It is truly without conscience that you can witness the execution of people and have it denied because journalists are too lazy, too corrupt, too stupid, too cowardly to stand up and tell the truth. That is without conscience. And, we have to stop being afraid of what people will say to us. We have to stop allowing those who tell the truth to be punished and those who lie to be rewarded.
Guys, it is no longer news that our federal government are the ones sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. They are the 100% behind insecurity in Nigeria. The reason for this, I don't know. The video you're about to watch is not my video. This is coming directly from Washington, D.C. They unveil how our government they sponsor terrorism, how they reward those who speak lies, and those are punish those who speak the truth. Guys, this video is too important. It's too important for all Nigerians not to hear, not to watch. That's the reason you must like this video. Please share it in all the platforms. I beg, share this video. The things they reveal here, let me say this to buttress the video about to watch. A couple of days ago, it's on paper, just Google it. Joint Task Force, right? I think it's BIAFRA. So they were about to capture this popular terrorist. What's his name? I said Tuji Bello. They terminated most of his men. Just few minutes for them to capture him. Guess what? They got an order that they should retreat. Our paper said Nigeria Daily reported it. How Nigeria government protected Tuji. The reason for this, I don't know. See, if you don't share this video, I believe you don't share a video like this for information like this to go out as far as it can. It means you enjoy the security. I can assure you one day this insecurity it will reach you. Look at fish net that everywhere. How they are covering up for Fulani herdsmen. How they went further to expose Fulani breeder, cattle breeder from Nigeria. They are not breeding any cattle. Waiting they be terrorist organization. Share this video as much as you can. But the only way they push the enemy of Nigeria, you enjoy this spirit, and for you not to share this video. That is for you not to watch this thing to the end. This video is loaded. If you don't have the time, come back, share it. When you come back, come and watch. My God.
We are holding this press conference is to draw attention to what is happening in Nigeria. And I know we have some people in that are, I was privileged enough to meet a gentleman by the name of Frank Utu. Frank is from the very community, Yellowwater, where over 34 of his family members were massacred on June 13th. We are calling this the Father's Day Massacre. And we were fortunate enough to meet Frank. Frank was here in the United States, and we said, Frank, you need to come here and tell your story and talk about what has happened to his people and what is continuing to happen to his people in Yellowwater. So Frank, I'd like to introduce you to come up and tell your story. and bring some comments, sir. God bless you and thank you for coming.
First of all, I want to thank you so much for the very noble privilege of addressing this gathering. I want to thank the organizers, I want to thank Judge Saul particularly, and members of the US Congress. And I want to thank you so much for all you've been doing for Nigeria and Africa as a whole. Before I proceed, please, I implore you to stand up for just 10 seconds to observe a 10-second silence in memory of my brethren, my siblings, my relations, and all victims of massacre in Nigeria. May their souls and the souls of all the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in perfect peace. Distinguished guests, I stand before you today a Nigerian. But more than that, I stand before you as a witness for everything you are saying here, or you've said here. I'm a living witness. So today you are getting a tangible, concrete evidence from he who has been a victim. You, the American people, and indeed the conscience of the free world, have heard stories about Nigeria. You've heard about corruption. You've heard about misgovernance. You've heard about terrorism. And on the flip side, you also must have heard about our great sportsmen, our musicians, and our guys in the entertainment industry, and brilliant minds all over the world making global impact in sciences, medicine, and every other area. My name is Frank Faga Uto. I'm from Yellowwater, the very place where the massacre of last month took place. The village head of Yellowwater today is my cousin Kumagajo. He succeeded my dad, who passed away in 2023. I'm a lawyer and a graduate of the law school of the Northumbria University School of Law in the northeast of England, Newcastle. But today I'm a graduate student at the University of Central Oklahoma. I've come straight from the heart of this unfolding tragedy. Last month, like I said earlier, over 200 people who are my friends, my family, my neighbors were brutally, gruesomely, in the most cruel manner, killed. But before then, every month, we do record 10, 20 deaths in the hands of these terrorists. But it has never been pronounced because we lived with it in the last 10 years. Last month was different because of the sheer number, the sheer size of what happened. 34 members of my family were annihilated. 34 members of my own immediate family. My auntie, who was pregnant with twins, was butchered. Her belly was pierced, and they removed the twins and slaughtered these twins, the fetuses. My friend, who just came to the village that day, he spent 7 years studying pharmacy in the university and had graduated a year ago and had done his housemanship and came to the village, and they killed him. That they burnt him to death in his room that night. My sister, God's mom, Mary, a very devout Catholic who has been an altar server, who is a 300 level student, that's how we call it in Nigeria, third year student of accounting in Nasarawa State University, was butchered and her brain was peeled out that night. Children, 1 month old, 3 months old, aged 70 years, 80 years old people who cannot flee, were cycled with fuel in their room and burnt to death. When this massacre happened, the first call I got, very first thing in the morning, the first 8 names I asked after spontaneously were all killed. The first 8 names. it was that 20% of my village was annihilated. We're a village of about 2,000 and about more than 200 were killed on that day. Relative to America, it's like 30 million Americans, so 50 million Americans killed in a single night. That was just what happened. For too long, the true nature of this conflict has been obscured by euphemisms and mischaracterizations, just like what you say there. Some call it climate change, some call it grazing routes, but those are the euphemisms for the true context, the essence of exactly what is happening. So we in the Middle Belt have faced a calculated, systematic act of terror, and I'm here to tell you unequivocally that Nigerian Christians, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, have been facing genocide. And of course, that's exactly what happened. I assure you, when armed militias converge in your village and start killing and shouting the internationally recognized slogan and motto of jihadists all over the world, Allahu Akbar, it's no longer ethnic, it's not political, it's strictly religious. And that was exactly what they were doing that night. That was a chant from beginning to end. They were killing and shouting Allahu Akbar every step of the way. And you know the funny thing? They took 4 hours doing that. And let me paint a graphic picture of what Yerota is. My village is situated on the federal highway, what you call the interstate in America. So it's not a village in the hinterland where the road is impassable. It's a village that is just 25 minutes drive to the state capital, Makurdi, where there's an Air Force base, the Tactical Air Command of the Nigerian Air Force, where they could deploy a drone. It's 25 minutes drive. And in Makurdi, there's the presence of the 72 Special Forces Battalion of the Nigerian Army. And then the next capital, the capital of Nasarawa State, Lafia, is placed 51 kilometers away from my village. So we are sandwiched by 2 capitals, state capitals, on the highway, on the interstate. And these terrorists operated for 4 good hours, burning everybody in the village. That point is...
Ngwano, dalo nene no, umunnem, likun sinesera ni bo media. Gini kunu wali ikuna kawa nkunu. Basta makiyun no ni rwakuko, no bose uruchi nketa. Gwa yifiche no denke gi. Dela ya nakara comment, kamari hichere. Machita kwa tusaya bozi, kwa wadu tumuna endo zonte. Nde wonu umunnem, kemesiano.